and welcome back to our channel, The Way of Saints.
Today we'll be talking about a saint called Saint Ethelbert of Kent, and he is one of the first kings to be converted from paganism to Christianity.
Saint Ethelbert was born into the kingdom of Kent, where his father was king. When his father had died, Ethelbert had then become king.
His first notable action after becoming king was trying to take back power from then the King of Wessex. But this failed badly after his plan was thwarted by the King of Wessex and his brother, which I believe was 56-8.
Although Ethelbert was really bad when it came to wars, he was actually quite successful when it came to his marriage with Bertha, who is the daughter of King Charibert. Bertha was a Catholic and Ethelbert was a pagan, but he had allowed her to worship her god in whichever way she wanted. And in the end, he had allowed her, he made her a church. The legend goes like that, doesn't it?
Isn't that the Church of St. Martin?
Yeah, that's the Church of St. Martin.
And wasn't that from the times of the Roman Empire?
Yeah, it was. So do you know before we know how his wife was a Catholic, and we know that Ethelbert, Saint Ethelbert, he was a pagan. Do we know what god he worshipped?
He worshipped the Norse god Odin.
It is said that because of Ethelbert's love for his wife, that is why he had allowed her to follow her Christian ways. As well as that, the prestige of her family was also very important to him, and that is also the reason why he had allowed her to follow her Catholic ways. However, this is actually quite weird, or it's quite different, because normally husbands would actually get their wives to follow their religion, and Ethelbert didn't do this.
So he allowed his wife to practice her religion out of diplomatic and love reasons, right?
Yeah, that's the reason why. It was either the motivation of his wife Bertha, or it was because of the power of her family. He had allowed missionaries, and he had started to communicate with the missionaries in Rome.
In 597, a group of monks led by Augustine of Canterbury landed on the Kentish coast. Saint Ethelbert was there to welcome them with open arms, gave them a place to live, and allowed them to do their missionary work. In legends, it says that right after Augustine's entry into Europe, Saint Ethelbert got baptized, and following his examples, many of his followers got baptized as well.
But at the same time, it is said that Saint Ethelbert had remained a pagan throughout his whole life. So we're not really sure which is the truth. But either way, he had accepted missionaries, and he had done a lot for the Christian church. Saint Ethelbert had facilitated the construction of churches, and he has foreseen them. And this includes the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul. And it is said that this church, St. Peter and St. Paul, was constructed on the site of a pagan temple.
Saint Ethelbert died on February the 24th, 616. He was survived by 2 daughters and a son who remained pagan for all his life. But under his son as a king, much of his empire turned back to paganism. So what can we learn from his life?
Well, we can learn that no matter what we believe in, there's always a good side to us, and we should always kind of respect other people's beliefs, because we saw that Saint Ethelbert had respected his wife's beliefs.
Yes.
Whether that was because of her influence or whether that was because of the power of her family, he had still respected that decision of his wife, which was to stay Catholic with it throughout her whole life.
And we can take this example into our lives by respecting all other people, whether they're different from us.
Whether that be from culture or from race, whatever it is.
So, Saint Ethelbert of Kent,
pray for us.